Hi guys, Lambo is here. Some of you asked me to do another gear video, little shakedown. Another 1,000 miles in on PCT. I walked through Oregon, Washington, to California, so I can show my gear, what I was carrying, through that terrain. These days it's not so hard to change the gear. You can mail, back and forth. So right now I'm wearing my Sierra pack. I'm flipping to Sierra. Yeah, from Northern California, because there's simply too much smoke, and so much smoke it's like smoking 80 cigarettes an hour. That is absolutely crazy. So Sierra Nevada seems to be a little better, but it's still smoke there. So PCT has been challenging this year. I got pretty lucky to finish every single step in the state of Washington, and I had to skip the Lion's Head fire in the state of Oregon, but still it did pretty well. It's a luck. Sometimes you finish your through hike as a real through, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. You can road walk, you can try all these different ways, you can fill in on a treadmill if you want to, but at the end it's about journey, not a destination, the way I see it. Yeah, so look at the tummy with the pack in the house. What do I carry? So obviously I need to carry a beer canister for the Sierra, and I have a barricade. It fits very nice on the Spelante Desert pack. Originally, I was ambitious enough to finish PCT in this running vest, but when I packed it for Washington, it just didn't feel right, and I decided to get something a little bigger, and I love everything about this pack. See, it's pretty white still, 1,000 miles in. I saw people adding them brown. Very simple, use a sponge, throw it in a sink, motel or something, and it's gonna turn white again. You can also use this little, thing if you wanna wash it as well. So I don't really care food on the top of my pack because the weight would be just too heavy. I made a little coin, just a hole in a quarter, so I can open it. And what do I carry inside? Let's see. Barricade is a very fancy beer canister. It's a carbon fiber, and it costs obnoxious $333, but I think it's worth it. It saves you probably a pound, how solid it is. And I carry my tent. I took my old and good Fleximet on the PCT SoBo this year, and I'm so used to it, and I don't need to think about it. In the spring I had a tarp, it was a wonderful experience too, but Fleximet is great. I nailed, by this point how to really, put it right there, and it's been working very nice for me. In the beginning of the Washington section, I had a blow-up mat. I had one of those. I had a blue one, and it never held the air right. I would need to blow it again at night, and I kind of got tired of all those blow jobs every night, right? So I decided just to bring my old and good Z-Light. This is great for the summers. I love to lay on it and stretch my legs. It weighs 10 ounces. It's a little shorter version, not the longest one. I have a long one too there, and it's plenty for me. I just sleep on it. It's been truly nice also because I have a wide backpack. It's wonderful to throw my stuff on it so it doesn't get so dirty. A white pack has pros and cons. The cons is because it gets dirty, and the pros is because it gets dirty too, so you can see the dirt and you can actually wash the pack, which is always good. I've been using these amazing trekking poles. They are black diamond, and they weigh only 5.5 ounces each. These are designed for running, super light. I love them so much. Beginning of the trip, I had to use the Whippet. This is a flawless tool. I self-arrested myself like 3 times in the snow in Washington, and it was very, very helpful. I think when they made this tool, it's probably goodbye for the ice axes. I hope they would make this little ice axe like top, like a little knife. Could stab the snow even stronger, but you use it as a trekking pole, and once you fall, it actually catches you right away. It's amazing how these things work, and it's definitely one of my favorite pieces of gear in 2021. Yeah, I have one smart water bottle. Even though Oregon was pretty dry and I needed two, I soak my stuff in this jar. So the new Fanny Pack has these little things in the pockets, you know, you can actually close it so the bottles don't mesh around, and you can put like 1 liter, 2 liters, or you can put even 2 1.5 liter bottles into this. You know, it's massive, it's designed for big water carriages. Also it has this little fancy steak pocket right here. I add this strap for my mat, so I can hold my spoon and I can hold my 10 steaks in this little pocket. For the water filtering, I was using this thing again. I wasn't friend with it on Arizona Trail, but now we made friends again. And Washington, Oregon was working pretty well. I think it's a lighter system. I had Sawyer before, but I'm just so sick of that little white washer. Put it back and forth every time. Just very, very much not fun. Yeah. So in front pockets, like, yeah, I like to carry batteries. And I just charge my phone in it. So I had a whole bunch of batteries this time. I took this one, Anchor 10,000, I took Anchor 20,000. I don't know if any of you carry that much of power, but I brought a watch, I brought my camera, you know, did quite a bit of video, so it was worth it for me to have this, you know, a lot of batteries that I would do 150-mile stretches, so I just needed to be out there. Also keep my cables, you know, inside these pockets. And my little guy Garmin InReach is living in another one. So mesh pocket of the Palante Desert Pack is a Denima mesh. It's so strong compared to other packs, you know. In the spring I was using this bad boy. It's wonderful, super light. It's called Ultralight Palante's pack, but the mesh is kind of wearing out, you know, while you use it. I have a few of these packs, and this is whole another level. Also, Palante's packs are famous because of this bottom pocket. Funny enough, I was happy to meet John Z, who actually studied Palante's back in the day. I met him on a trail right outside in a Cascade Logs, and we had a nice conversation. He's not with Palante's anymore, but it was so cool to meet, you know, the person who really took the packs to a whole another level in America. I see other companies copying Palante's right now because these packs are designed for people who like to move fast and not to take the pack off. Everything is pretty much accessible. You keep your food here. Yeah, you have a little thing for the ice axe that I never use. And you can put your wrapper right there, you know, from your bars and stuff. So for me, it's a perfect pack. I wish it was like Sedona rock color, like red rock color, and that would be cool. So the dirt wouldn't be that visible, but it also gives me a reason to, you know, clean the pack. Another item that I found this year, I took it as a joke. I never thought it would really work. And these are waterproof socks I found on Amazon. This is Randy's son. And these socks, man, they were amazing. Believe it or not, they keep your feet dry. I had my shoe wet for a week between Stephen Pass and Rainy Pass and other sections in Washington, and actually my feet was dry. It's a miracle, you would never guess. However, this is my second pair because Mini Bear made some holes in them. These are original ones. Yeah, but they've been working just too good. I recommend highly to check out Randy's son. Surprised me big time, and it's gonna be on top 5, you know, of my gear things this year. I have my Archeterics Visor. You see me wearing this light and the visor in most of my videos. Working very nice, protects me from the sun. I found this little seat pad on a trail, and it's wonderful to sit on it. You have a little extension for sleeping, and also I use it as a shower. So I stand on it and I take my bottle with a bidet and I put some water over myself and I wash when I don't have the body wipes. Usually I use these incredible body wipes. They weigh nothing. I just wipe my body and I have my sleeping clothes. I don't like to, sleep with my clothes on and stuff. Considering bringing this little ball again, for massaging and taking care of my feet, because it's always good to take care of your feet. By the way, the socks I showed you keeps your feet clean. You know how dirty you get on the trails, and with these socks you don't, you take your feet off and it looks like, they've been washed or something. Unbelievable. Yeah, the toiletries, mosquitoes were terrible in Washington and in Oregon. So I got a little, mosquito stick and all good things. Toothpaste, toothbrush. Sometimes was hanging my food, sometimes was sleeping with it. Sometimes I hang it when I don't want animals to bug me at night. Just a few nights ago, me and my buddy were sleeping and somebody was sniffing my tent. And I looked around and it was this huge skunk with the tail up, kind of ready to shoot on me. I had my tent doors open. That would be so not fun. Fortunately, he just moved on and left. My food was in a tree, but he still came for some reason. So we saw plenty of bears, and just some people got, their food bags ripped apart and stuff in a tent's vestibule. So I slept with my food when I was in a situation where I really kind of wanted to protect my food. I knew it's like 70 miles or 100 miles to closest town. There's no coverage, and I would rather fight a bear than give my food away, because if you've been there far away by yourself, you know how it's like. You don't want to risk it. But in general, for the peace of mind, I like to hang it. At this time, I just saw far too many animals. This is all good bidet that I use it as a shower. It goes on the bottle. I have a bit of ibuprofen in my SIM cards right here. Hand sanitizer. Still carry tweezers from Arizona time. I'm so used to them. Some sunscreen, lip balm, and Vaseline. Somebody was trolling me about it. Ooh, Vaseline, yeah. For chafing, man, is the best thing you'll ever find. So I recommend it. Big time. Trash bag as a liner. Another pack for a little, electronics. So the thing I found this year, it's pretty surprisingly nice. Look at that. It has 3 holes. It's up to 66 watts. It's called Hyper. I found it on Instagram and it works wonderful because I have these 2 things to charge, and it charges them both in 3 hours. I just need 2 cables, and I don't need, to hang in town for too long. I can just take off and keep on moving. So you have these cables for that. Yeah. I got this a bit fancier mask for the forest fires. When there's so much smoke, you kind of want to protect yourself. I don't know. It still smells not the best, but one of those 95 masks, And these little self-explanatory things like super glue and needle and a thread. I don't need to repeat. I did it in my past videos, but it's kind of a little pharmacy in there. I don't bother, and I always carry extra Leuco tape. I don't like to roll it on a trekking pole because it gets sticky and then it's done, so I'd rather have a roll, and it's not that heavy, and it's usually, if you don't need it, somebody else will, especially if you do higher miles. Yeah, I have this extra water treating, pill, so I can throw it in a liter and it's okay in half an hour. So, extra battery for my Fuji, an extra cable. So this is pretty much for my little things, and my clothes bag, and my Z-Packs 20 degree 950 downfill quilt. Yeah, we had it for 2 years, works wonderful still, and I love it. The back turns out to be pretty light. I think it's around 19 or 20 ounces. I'm not even sure. This bad boy that I was about to take, the trail running vest, it actually weighs 27 ounces without a frame, and like 35 with a frame, But just smaller. I think it just has 30 liter volume right here. But yeah, it seems so much more tighter than this one, So Pelantes, good job. I'm not a fanboy, but you guys are leaders in making the comfortable packs in this country. I know it's a strange company, it's impossible to get the stuff, but they do it the way they do it, and the people who get these packs, they usually move fast and we click with them. The ones I meet on the trails, and I saw quite a few of those packs. It's like a little, consciousness field, a little community. So, by the way, I have an extra Toiletries pack. If anybody wants it, you can have it half price of original price. I used it for 500 miles only. As you see, it's in a great shape. So it can go. Funny thing, I used to be a minimalist back in the day, just living with one pack and a guitar. When I started through hiking, I have all this gear. It piles up, so kind of want to keep the minimalistic vibes and let some gear go. So actually I have a few things I can mail you guys for like a very decent have a price. I'm not trying to open a shop or start selling things online, but it's nice to, give the stuff to people, that want it. I have another one, but this one has 300 miles on Arizona Trail. This is Z-Pack's Nero with a little Ultralight pouch right here. It weighs only 10 ounces. It's the lightest pack of mine, the Nima. Very nice. If you want it, you can have it for half the original price too. I have this down hoodie by this company here. It's size medium, I believe, or small, I'm not sure. Let me look. Yeah, it's size medium, very nice, almost new, didn't wear it much. I ended up with something else. So anyway, I have a bit of gear to let go of, and if you come to Arizona, you may want the solar thing on your backpack. I used it on Arizona Trail. It actually can charge your phone if you have it all day long. Probably will charge half of it. So this can go for half original price too. If anybody wants it, just drop me a line. And anyway, I'm not gonna bother talking too much about gear sale. I should probably do a garage sale someday and let it go. So this Fanny Pack right here, it's one of my favorite Fanny Packs. I picked it up in Kennedy Meadows in the spring by this company, something to do with a chicken, I cannot remember. And they make it wonderful because your phone actually fits, horizontally. So is my camera with a mic. That's what I carry here. I had a Fuji X-T10 with a 16mm lens this time. So it was a little wider. It's like 24mm equivalent to the full frame. And you see, it has a screen, it opens like that. Very nice little camera, and I had it with a little tripod as well. So it was, pretty awesome to play. Yeah, I got this new tripod. It's Ultrapod 3. Yeah, it's a little better than 2. It has this thing for the phone. They are super light, and I take this little filter. It's ND filter, 10 stop. I can make pictures of beautiful waterfalls and all that. I'm actually a photographer in real life, and my pace on a trail is kind of a bit too fast for photography. That's why I got this, image stabilization camera, so I can kind of move and shoot without tripod. But I end up bringing, and sometimes it's worth it, and sometimes it's not. Yeah, I have a little wallet from Z-Packs with some cards and a little bit of cash. And first I was using cable earpods, and I came back to these because they're just so much nicer. And I end up listening to books. I'm a reader, so I listen to books on a trail. After like 2 weeks or so in the beginning, I just want the silence. So you guys, good job on Fanny Packs. I'll probably make to my top 10 of the gear this year as well. So this is old. See, this is a Denima bag. That's what's gonna happen to your Denima tents one day. See, it's weaved and it's slowly falling apart. So I had this pack for a long time, and I still use it as a pillow sometimes, and I have my clothes in it. So I'm going to Sierra, so I need a bit of layers. So I have this, down socks or down booties for extra warmth to sleep in. I believe they are from Z-Packs or something like that. I'm considering to bring Apex jacket also for extra warmth. Above 10,000 feet elevation, it gets cool. Temperature drops to 30s in the morning, sometimes even to 20s. I'm not even sure my route. And this is a little baklava also, so these are pretty much my layers, what I'm wearing on my body. I'm trying this little Brooks hoodie. It's super light. It's designed for trail running, and I use quite a bit of trail running gear these days because I love to run. I get quite high miles, you know. If you followed me, you see that sometimes I have 40s and I have high 30s in miles because I actually run a few miles in the morning. Not consistently, it's pretty crazy to run with a pack, especially bigger pack like this, but I like run for 0.3 miles and I kind of walk and I run and I walk, and then I end up doing four and a half or 5 miles an hour, you know. So in 3 hours you got like 15, and then everything else it's like, you know, bowl of cherries. Pretty easy. Very important, you know, piece of gear for the PCT 2021. See the bandana, thanks Yogi for making them still. I picked it up in Candy Meadows, so pretty much using it for hitching. It says hike to town and hike to trail. Always works, people know about it, you know. And you see all the resupply points, you know, from Campo, Mexico, all the way to Canada border. They are, you know, right there, and they've been making these bandanas for years and years, and thank you for still making them. This is such a cool project. Okay, so buff. Every hiker trash has a buff. You can, you know, wipe yourself, or you can use it as a face mask in town or whatever, you know. It's kind of always a nice piece of gear. This is my silk layer for sleeping. It's beat up by REI, but still works, no holes. My sungloves, if you noticed, I'm very like particular about my skin. I like to protect it. My gear is kind of beat up because it's like, you know, 1,000 miles. Like, I like to change it while I can, so I don't become like complete trash bag, you know. I have this super light Patagonia t-shirt, so sometimes I hike in this. And I have this sun hoodie. It's actually my favorite sun hoodie. It's made by Archeterics. Whatever material they're using here is just so good. It doesn't stink too much, it dries very, very quick, and it's been very comfortable and also fashionable. So they have it in gray and they have it in blue. It costs, I think, $89. It's totally worth it. I had like so many of them, and this is absolutely my favorite. Yeah. Also, you know, for the Washington section, I had some spikes. This is same old Good Trevor spikes I picked in spring. And I had some snow gaiters that I almost didn't use by Kahtula. They are long snow gaiters, as well as I had my food hung in a hard pass because there was no bear boxes yet. So I had this, you know, bear bag. They kind of work, but you know, if the bear wants to take food, it's gonna, you know, break it apart. It's more like psychological the way I see it. I found it in REI for half a price, so yeah. Anyways, oh my god, already 22 minutes. What am I doing? So yeah, beautiful. This underwear deserves a little advertisement because it's the best underwear you're gonna find, guys. It has very special quality material for your very special parts. Okay. The rain layer, I've been using this North Face orange jacket. I like to have some orange gear for the fall, for the hunting season, so you don't get shot. And it's a decent jacket. It's one of those, you know, lighter ones, maybe 5 or 6 ounces, whatever. But when I started running and stuff, I'm I actually was carrying Archeterics jacket, which weighs around, you know, 11 or 12 or maybe 13 ounces. The better one, LT Beta, very nice. You can open your armpits and stuff. But it wasn't raining much at all, so I didn't really use it, and I didn't like the hood too much. And for Sierras, I'm gonna take another Saks layer. This is Merino Wolf Long Jones. And yeah, I went on and on with my gear. I also have the gloves, I always bring them, and I have extra layer of the dog poo bags for the rain. This was very, very needed in Oregon and Washington. And pretty much this is it. You guys drop me a line in the comments. What kind of gear is your favorite in 2021? Did you find any new things? And how is it going out there for everybody? I'm so happy to hear from you on the trail. I'm surprised that this channel is so small, but people actually recognize me like several times, maybe 6 or 7 times on the trail, say, oh man, I'm watching your videos since spring. I could not believe it because I was doing it for family and friends. So it's kind of touching that our community is so small and we support each other, and it's been wonderful to, you know, most of the experiences are positive. So hope to see you on the PCT this year. I have another 950 miles. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it with all the fire closures. I'm definitely not gonna walk through them. So we'll see what happens next. Maybe I'll walk back to Campo all the way SoBo, even though I covered, desert section. So, we go with the flow day by day and we see what happens. Thanks for watching again. I appreciate you, and drop me a line sometimes. All right, have a good day and see you later.